Hello, I'm Andrew Downie. This is a tutorial on using Audacity's labels to move material around on a track. There are other ways of doing it, but labels make life much easier. I am using Audacity 2.3.0 and you probably should be too, with apologies to Macintosh users. There's a feature which was introduced in 2.3 which is helpful if you are using labels, and I'll just show you how to check that. Press Ctrl P for Preferences.
Preferences, Devices Dialog.
Now I could just type T to go straight to tracks, but I will arrow down so you can know about some of the other options.
Playback 2 of 16, recording 3 of 6, MIDI devices 4 of 6, quality 5 of 6, interface 6 of 6, tracks expanded 7 of 16, level 0.
Just one more.
Level 1 tracks behaviors 1 of 2.
Now I'm going to start tabbing through the options.
Behaviors grouping, auto select, enable cut lines check, enable dragging selection, editing a clip can move track focus cycle, type to create a label checkbox, use dialog for the name of a new label checkbox checked.
Use dialog for the name of a new label. That is checked in my case, but it won't be checked by default. I suggest you check it because when you create labels, it will then drop you back onto the track you're recording on rather than leaving you on the label track, and it's just much more convenient. And it will only work if you are using 2.3. It won't work on earlier versions. I'll escape from that.
Audacity.
What I'm now going to do is to record 3 nursery rhymes, and then I'm going to show you how to move them around. So here we go. I'll hit R for record.
Track 1 row not selected.
Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, that lamb was sure to go. Bar, bar, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men could not put Humpty together again. I hit space to stop it. I'll select the track by pressing Enter.
Selected. Track 1 selected row.
I've mentioned this on the list quite a few times. It is very important that you do not inadvertently have material selected. My way of avoiding that is to press K to go to the end of the track and then J, which takes me back to the beginning. Another option is just to press left or right arrow. I'm going to get rid of the screen reader talking at the beginning of the recording.
Track 1 row not selected.
Mary had a... I hit the left bracket key at that point so that it put the cursor just before I started talking. I hit Shift J to select the beginning of the track and press delete. Now we have Mary had a little lamb, and that's what we wanted. I'm now going to play the first nursery rhyme, and I will press X or perhaps left bracket depending what mood I'm in when we get to the end of the first nursery rhyme. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, that lamb was sure to go. I hit X, and that stopped the playback at that point. I'll now press Shift J, which selects all of that nursery rhyme. I'm now going to press Ctrl B for box.
New label dialog, name : edit, blank.
I'm going to call the label Mary, and I press Enter.
Audacity. Track view table.
And that dropped me back onto track 1 because of that checkbox I checked earlier. I've now created a label that selects that first nursery rhyme.
Mary 1 of 1.
I pressed Alt right arrow and that selected that one label. If there were more labels, which there will be shortly, it would move to the next label. I want to get past that point, so I'll just press right arrow and that drops me at the end of that label and at the beginning of the next nursery rhyme. I'm going to show you another feature which has been in Audacity for a little while and it's really useful. I'm going to the Select menu.
Alt tap Control +8, none tap Control, Track submenu, Region sub, Spectral sub, Clip cursor, Store cursor at 0 crossings.
Go back.
Store cursor position I.
Store cursor position.
Audacity.
Now you may well want to save that as a hotkey, but it isn't set by default, so I've just left it as it is for the moment. I'll now go through this nursery rhyme. Bar, bar, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. I hit the X again to put the cursor at that position. I'm now going back to my select menu with Alt S.
Alt Tab Control Nut Track Rips Clip Boundary Cursor to Stored Cursor Position C.
So cursor to stored position.
Audacity. Mary 1 of 1.
Now what it's done is to select from the beginning of that nursery rhyme to where I was at the end. Bar, bar, black sheep, have you any wool? There it is. Control B again to create a label.
New label dialog. Name : edit.
I'll
Blank.
call it sheep.
Audacity. Track view table.
Now we have 2 labels. Alt left arrow,
Mary 1 of 2.
Alt right arrow,
Sheep 2 of 2.
and now I'll just press right arrow by itself, and that brings me to Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. And because it's the last piece of the audio, I can just press Shift K to select all of it, Control B to create a label.
New label dialog. Name : edit. Blank.
And I'll call it Humpty.
Audacity. Track view table. Track 1 selected row.
Now I have 3 labels.
Sheep 2 of 3. Mary 1 of 3. Sheep 2. Humpty 3 of 3.
Okay. One thing worth keeping in mind is that if you use labels the way I am, and you select, say, Humpty,
Sheep 2 of 3.
sheep, and play that, bar, bar, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. It'll only play the material that's covered by that label. Let's go to Humpty.
Humpty 3 of 3.
There it is. I'm now going to press Control X to cut that. That removes Humpty from the audio. But now I press Alt left arrow.
Sheep 2 of 2.
I'm on sheep. Now very importantly, so as not to overwrite the item covered by that label, I press left arrow. That means there's nothing selected. Now I can press Control V to paste.
Track 1 selected row.
And I've now put Humpty where sheep was. Back to the beginning with Alt left.
Mary 1 of 3.
Now Alt right arrow.
Humpty 2 of 3. Sheep 3 of 3.
So what I've done is swapped Humpty and sheep around. And that's a very convenient way of being able to move your material. Bye bye.